Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
21 people killed, 19 of them children. They didn't die in a war. It wasn't a plane crash. They went to school.
Waking up this morning, finding out the parents that have finally gotten notice that their children have passed. It's just something unthinkable.
And the country is forced to once again mourn a horrible tragedy.
And these are just some of the lives lost as we await DNA testing to help identify the others. A 10-year-old who was killed along with her cousin, a fourth grader who had just made the honor roll.
2 teachers who tried everything to save the children in their care. We are tracking a number of new developments tonight from Uvalde, Texas.
But we're going to begin in Washington, where President Biden addressed the situation in just the past half hour. Listen.
The idea that an 18-year-old can walk into a store and buy weapons of war designed and marketed to kill is, I think, just wrong. It just violates common sense. Even the manufacturer, the inventor of that weapon, thought that as well.
Meantime, in Uvalde, we are learning more about the young lives lost and how this massacre played out in real time. Wendy Woolfolk kicks off our coverage from Texas.
One day after the shooting at Robb Elementary, shock, overwhelmed by grief.
It's a nightmare. It's something that you would never think that happens in our beautiful small community.
The death toll, 21 people, 19 children, and 2 teachers.
As people were informed that their child had deceased, you heard uncontrollable crying, as you could imagine.
The gunman identified as 18-year-old Uvalde resident Salvador Ramos.
The shooter was able to make entry into a classroom, barricaded himself inside that classroom, and again just began shooting numerous children and teachers that were in that classroom, having no regard for human life.
The Texas governor said he posted his plans on Facebook.
The first post was to the point of, he said, "I'm going to shoot my grandmother." The second post was, "I shot my grandmother." The third post, maybe less than 15 minutes before arriving at the school, was, "I'm going to shoot an elementary school."
During the governor's press conference, his Democratic opponent, Beto O'Rourke, spoke up.
This is totally predictable when you...
Sir, you're out of line.
Growing frustration after this latest mass shooting. But for this small Texas community, life forever changed.
We need to have a voice. We need to speak. Something has to be done. This cannot happen again.
And the people want to be heard. Investigators say the gunman had no criminal history and no gang affiliation. They are hoping his 66-year-old grandmother, who is in critical condition, can pull through and give some answers. In Uvalde, Texas, Wendy Woolfolk, Local 4.
All right, Wendy, this tragedy once again has parents in a position where they have to explain what should be unimaginable.
The trauma from the images from Texas weigh heavy on children, putting anxiety through the roof. But it's important for all parents to remember we're probably going through the same thing. Paula Tutman spoke to a psychologist today. Paula, talking to kids about this is important, but parents need to talk about it too.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is in that previous report, Wendy said life is forever changed in that community. Life is forever changed for all of us, And right now, a lot of parents across the nation feel a little off balance, and we're trying to figure out how do we deal with this so we can help our children deal with this. It has been nearly 10 years since a gunman walked into Sandy Hook Elementary School and opened fire, killing 26 people, including 20 children. One of those children was Michelle Gay's 7-year-old Josephine. And finding her way back has been filled with 3 things: her other children, God, and purpose.
We can't let it be that families are afraid to send their kids to this wonderful place. It can't be that families are afraid to send, their loved ones to work at a school. This is an important place. It's important to our kids. It's important to our society.
Mental health experts say on a day like today, parents should be asking at least one specific question. How do I talk to my children about what's happened? But how do I talk to myself first? Cynthia Reynolds is the founder and executive director of First Family Counseling in Bingham Farms.
When they tell you on the airplane to put the air on your face first and then attend to your kid, you can't do that. You
can't attend to your kids' fears or traumas or issues that they have if you don't do that first.
Eric Herman is a clinical psychologist with Children's Hospital of Michigan.
I think explanations to kids are going to have to be age appropriate. So for little ones, basics, and if they don't need to watch the news, it's even better. Older kids are going to see it, and it's hard to deny how tragic and upsetting and unexplainable this is. So be honest.
Both agree that if you're having trouble wrapping your head around one more mass shooting and you're struggling with the anger of so little being done by lawmakers to even make it harder for evil to play out with the help of a gun.
Acknowledging that we're angry, acknowledging that we're traumatized. So when I have conversations with children, I would say something to them like, when we go to your new school next year, we're going to check out the grounds. We're going to see, where the exits are. Just be real with them. We're going to run and see, how fast you can run in case we have to get away. Simple things like that make children feel more comfortable because it puts the power back into their hands.
Yeah, but also you can get the power back in your hands. And if you feel like you're really struggling, it's important to ask for help, professional help. The same with children. Don't try to go it alone if you feel like you really can't. These are the times where it is important to make sure we have things that we can use, real tools that we're able to use to cope while also helping our children cope. That's what the experts are saying us. Ask for help. Yeah. Don't try to go it alone.
Yeah. Really, really important information. Paula, thanks.
Well, they just went to school yesterday and they will never come home. As the country and the world mourns the lives lost in Texas, parents want to know what is being done to keep students safe. How can schools ease those fears? For that part of the story, we bring in Victor Williams, who spoke with DPSCD Superintendent Nikolai Vitti about that. Victor.
Yes, Devin, we are all still feeling the shockwaves of what happened over at Robb Elementary School, even here in Detroit, over 1,500 miles away. But even with that, political as well as educational leaders are now weighing in on what can be done to prevent something like this from happening.
It's the worst possible thing I can imagine as a parent. So in addition to the prayers, I think action needs to be taken.
Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist II and Detroit Public Schools Community District Superintendent Nikolai Vitti still reeling from America's latest mass shooting, this time at an elementary school of all places.
Tired of it. These are weapons that are used in war. And for someone to just simply pick up AR assault rifles with 700 plus bullets, we have to look at that.
Both leaders were at Thurkill Elementary School for the My Kids Back on Track tour, but as of now, one of their main concerns is making sure such a tragedy doesn't happen here at home.
We have an opportunity to take action on the policy level.
Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist says he's hoping Republicans and Democrats on both sides can find a common solution to America's problem. But Superintendent Vitti says safety has been something the district has been working on for quite some time now.
Over the years, we've increased training on active shooting. We've reviewed active shooting plans at schools.
Ultimately, Superintendent Vitti believes part of the solution starts at home.
I would say the number one way to deter this, relationships with students. Now, there are warning signs that students give.
And there's also a mental health support team in every single school in DPSCD. Victor Williams.
Yeah, got it. All right, Victor.
A Detroit high school pays tribute to the victims in the Texas school shooting. Students and staff at Cass Tech High released balloons this afternoon. Each of the balloons had the names of the 19 children and 2 teachers who were killed in that shooting. Our coverage of the tragedy in Uvalde is going to continue over this next 90 minutes of news.
Ahead at 6 o'clock, Jason Colthorpe reached out today to every Michigan member of Congress with one question. What are they willing to do to get school shootings in America to stop? We'll also, of course, bring you any updates from Texas as they come in.
And be sure to stick around for a special hour-long edition of NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt at 6:30. Lester will be live in Uvalde and have new reaction as the residents of that small town work to come to grips with this tragedy.
The team at clickondetroit.com has been digging through the data, uncovered an alarming trend in the number of active shooter incidents in the U.S. Encourage you to check that out. The link is right now on the homepage.
All right, let's turn now to the forecast, and you can see on Storm Tracker 4 there we've had a good amount of rain moving through Metro Detroit tonight. The evening commute could take a little extra time.
Turn things over to Paul Gross here. Nothing severe though, right, Paul?
Right. We're just looking at generally light rain. Most of us are dry. We have this area right up here in the thumb here. Still getting some rain here. You can see it's most of Sanilac County, northeastern St. Clair County, and basically this is very light stuff. There's really nothing to talk about there. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we'll talk more about the stuff that's developing to the southwest. Right now, the entire area is in the 60s, mid to upper 60s for most. Metro is at 68 degrees, dew point 60. Wind is from the east at 8 miles per hour. So we have that break initially, but then showers and thunderstorms are going to develop as we move into the mid to later part of the evening hours. So we'll watch that. But right now, we're not really expecting any severe weather, maybe just a very small chance in southwest Lenawee County. But coming up, we're going to talk about our storm chances, which continue all the way through Friday. We also have some minor flood concerns for Friday. We'll talk about that. And then heating up for the holiday. We're talking big time heat. We'll talk about that in just a few, guys.
Paul, thank you. Much more to come here on a Wednesday.
Let's check in with Hank Winchester.